Alrighty, so it's been about 3 weeks since I made a video, and it's because I've been really busy. So this car still runs really good. 6 months later, after we built it, no issues whatsoever. I've been driving it here and there, and I've actually taken it on like an hour trip before, and no issues. So this the garage is almost done. The little lean-to addition I did onto my building is about 90% done. I still got to do a garage door. We got all the roofing on, and I started working on some of the trim. I got some of the trim here I'm still working on. Did the little wood porch. What else? Yeah, trim. Started doing a little painting. So it's all going to be like cedar colored to match the cedar post here. So nice little like area for grilling or whatever. And yeah. Got a door back here. This will pretty much be it. There won't be any other windows on this wall here because I'll have machines. You know, I'm gonna buy a couple more machines to go in this garage. So I want that whole wall to be free of windows. And like I said before, we'll have our little door there that's gonna go into that section of the building. And yeah. Still have quite a bit of work to do on it. I got to put trim up here. Still got to put trim up here. Got to do trim around the door. I do have some trim, but I need to order some more. So I'll kind of show y'all the way this trim is going to go on the door. Pretty much like that. Wraps around the door, and yeah, have a nice look to it. So just tidying up some more things around the, you know, the outside. But like I said, haven't been making videos because I've been working on this. So, and a lot of stuff's going on with my house as well. So the house is almost ready to be moved into, and there's just a lot of stuff that needs to happen, and that's why I haven't been making videos. So let's go in the garage, and I'll show you guys the 2J, what's going on with that and where we are with that, because that's made a little progress on that. Where are we at? Okay, so we have the oil pan on, so that wasn't on before. The oil pump. We got the we bought an ATI balancer, got that on, and mounted the tensioner. So I probably shouldn't have put the oil pump on yet, but it's no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a motor plate. So I went ahead and ordered a motor plate, but the thing is, with the motor plate, you got to cut your oil pump right here. You got to cut this whole section off so that the motor plate can go right through this area here, which is not a big deal. I'm going to cut it right on here. I'll just get, this is just thin cast aluminum. So I'll just get a hacksaw and cut that off real carefully, take my time so I don't touch any part of the block. And yeah, then we can mount the motor plate. And I also ordered the water outlet here, a neck, so that I can run a electric water pump. Well, technically you have to run an electric water pump when you switch to a motor plate. So your standard water pump won't fit once you mount the motor plate, because the motor plate comes all the way around here, mounts to this hole over here, and these holes. So yeah, anyway, we got that. Got the alternator mount mocked up a little bit. Gonna need a shorter belt because we won't be running the pulley for the water pump, so we need a shorter belt for that. And yeah, the head itself, I sent up the head games. I talked to Dave a couple weeks ago, and I was asking him a few questions, and he mentioned that I should replace the guides because I went with new Ferrara valves, and the valves are slightly different size. So and that's not something I feel like I would want to tackle. And so I sent it to him, put it in a professional's hands, and yeah, so that's where that's at. What else? Oh, we're gonna make our own manifold, okay? So I've been looking online at all the different manifolds. There's a lot of nice manifolds out there, you know, different companies make them. The one I was really liking is the BPA manifold. I actually watched this guy's YouTube channel. His name's Alex, and he makes a really nice manifold. It's not cheap, but they're real nice. And I got to thinking that, you know, if I order a manifold from someone, I don't know exactly what to tell them as far as dimensions and all that, and I'll never get the turbo exactly where I want it. Okay, so I went ahead and picked this flange up. This is from Mazworks over in Orlando, and it's just a laser cut flange or water jet, I'm not 100% sure. And it's got these nice recessed areas for 1.25" Schedule 10 stainless pipe. So yeah, I went ahead and ordered an assorted set. This is not everything I'm gonna need. This is just an assorted set that'll get me started, okay? And then we'll order as needed. I just didn't want to order a bunch that I didn't need, and because it's a little expensive. These are like 12 or 13 bucks a piece. So no sense in ordering ones that you don't need. For, as far as for me, because I'm doing this as a one-off deal. I don't plan on making manifolds for a living, so I want to get just enough. Yeah, and we got the flange too. This is a twin scroll flange that I'm not 100% sure. I may switch it to a open, like the CX Racing one here. This is open, and for drag racing, it really, you don't really need a twin scroll for drag racing. I never really, it's better for spool, but again, when you're drag racing, spool is not that big of a deal. Okay, so anyway, we got that, and the thing with this is I can go ahead and when I get the motor in here and we mount the flange, I can put the turbo where we want it. Like I can hang it off of my engine hoist, put the turbo where I want it, and that way I'll know exactly where this flange is going to go. Okay, and the thing is I probably would be okay just purchasing a manifold, but even this one right here, it would actually, I mean, you could barely fit a sheet of paper between the manifold and the shock tower. So it was really tight, and I'd like to create a little more clearance there, maybe move the turbo in a little bit to give me more clearance here. Okay, and then I also would like to, I like the position of the turbo, just I would like to move it a little farther forward. Okay, get it away from, so I have more room for the downpipe. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with the downpipe. We may go up with it, we may still go down, I'm not 100% sure. But either way, moving it this way gets it away from all this wiring, okay? Because the downpipe before was coming right here, and I would have to tuck this wiring up in pretty tight in order for it to not, come close to the downpipe. So there's a few things that, like I said, I wanna do. And yeah, I'm kind of using this manifold to help me mock it up. We have to make a collector. Been watching a lot of videos on how to do that, and I've actually been working on my CAD software to kind of design my own little, well, I'll show you guys. So this is the software I use for my CNC machines. It's called BobCAD, and it's a pretty simple software, and I'm used to it. So yeah, I went ahead and designed this little collector here. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is until we render it. So you can see here, blow this up a little. This is what I came up with. Basically used some of the same degrees and dimensions as the CX Racing manifold. This is a T4 flange, the size of a T4 flange. And this is a 1.25" tubing, angled at 5 degrees off the flange, and these are 15 degrees here, and this one's straight up and down. So that's how I have it now. I may make adjustments to that later. I may go a little more. I believe that the CX Racing flange is, or the runners off of the CX Racing flange is actually like 11 degrees or 10 degrees. But the way I want to do, the straighter you can get these, the better. Okay, coming in at an angle is not as efficient as it is going straight up into the turbo. What that does though is it does create some welding problems. If you can see, it's kind of nice to mock it up on this program here because I can really see and I can zoom in. So if I do this, okay, so I zoomed way in here. Oops, go back. Okay. And then reposition it. So there, you can see, it's gonna be tough to weld in here, okay? I may be able to weld it from the other side, which I think is what a lot of people do, but you know, modeling it on here, I can kind of see where I'm gonna have issues. Now I could kick it, like I said, I could kick it a little more than 5 degrees, but you know, like I said, I wanna get it as straight of a shot as possible. So, yeah, so there's my little collector idea. So, but yeah, so I'm kind of just using that to mock up, you know, the collector. And I might be able to, like afterwards when I get it the way I want, like unstitch it and then print it out on a piece of paper, wrap it around my tubing. Okay, these are the tubing I'm going to use, and that will give me my areas where I need to cut. So it's going to be like this, pretty much. And you know, obviously you got to cut. This is going to be at a 15 degree here, and then these are going to be also cut at 15, or this one here is going to be cut at 15, and then that would be one side. Or it would be a totally different way to do it if I wanted to do like a 6-into-1 collector. And I've been thinking of that too, and maybe doing a V-band flange, I don't know. But we have a good start here, but I really can't do anything with it until I get the head back. Once I get the head back, we can get everything put in here. Like I said, I can hang the turbo off of the engine hoist, put it where I want, mount the flange to it, and then we'll get something that we just come off of here, you know, to the flange and position it. So it'll be suspended by that, okay? And we'll just like weld some tubing on it. And then from there, you just go ahead and start building your runners. Yeah, I really like that guy's YouTube channel. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers. I don't know why he should, but his website is BPA Racing. I think I'm not BPA Racing, but his name's Alex. His name's Alex, and he does a great job on those manifolds. I mean, I've been watching all his videos over and over, and it just gives me a lot of good ideas on how to do mine. So. But anyway, that's where we're at, and we're still, like I said, waiting on the head. And yeah, once we get that, it'll be pretty much, I'll have everything I need. We can just go straight ahead and start assembling everything and start working on the manifold. So, all right, guys, that was just an update. Like I said, I haven't made a video in a few weeks, and I don't want you guys to get too far behind. So anyway, hopefully it may be a little while before I make another video, just because I do have a lot of more work to do on this. And I'll be moving in my house soon. So there's a lot I have to do there. And yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it. Check y'all later.